June 14, 2011. My life had flashed before my eyes as I struggled tremendously trying to escape the clutches of the Pacific Ocean. Last summer, my sister and I went to Los Angeles, California. We did this for 2 weeks to visit our father's side of the family. We stayed at our Uncle Ron's house with him and his 3 kids. My story begins on an average day with a big surprise in store for me in the near future. On the second day we were there, the weather was as wonderful and beautiful as a double rainbow. My sister Megan, my cousin Quinn, and I decided to go to the beach. We went to a beach club called the Jonathan Club. Driving into the club made you feel important. We drove up to a valet parking and well-dressed men waiting to open our doors. The club was beautiful. Within minutes, we were laying on the beach. The sun was powerful and the heat was extreme. It was a perfect tanning day. After a while, we wanted to cool down and go into the water. The dark, cool water hit my body. It felt amazing. We jumped waves and splashed around. The waves became bigger, and we were slowly being pulled out by them. I could feel the waves pull on my body. I felt the sand beneath my toes slide towards the shore. I now felt powerless over where I was going. It was fun at the beginning, but now I was being pulled out further and further. The waves were getting larger. My heart began to race. It was now time to try and swim back to shore. I struggled to swim back. Every time I would try and swim, the waves would pull me out even harder. My swimming was too weak to match the strength of the enormous waves. I was stuck in the same spot for what felt like forever. The next waves continued to get bigger. Every few seconds, a wave would come above my head and pull me under. I started to panic as I felt myself becoming exhausted. "Megan, help!" I yelled as loud as I could to get her attention. "Hold on, I'm coming," my sister replied. She swam out to where I was. By this time I was terrified. It seemed like hours before my sister got to me, even though it was only a couple of seconds. She finally got there and grabbed my arm. "Thanks," I said, almost out of breath. "You're welcome, but hold on, there's one more wave coming," said Megan. We both held tightly to each other as one of the biggest waves came over us. We held our breath and were momentarily underwater. We came back up and Megan began to pull me to shore. It was even hard for her to swim out. Slowly but surely, we finally got there. I had never felt more relieved in my life. I picked up my towel from the sand and began to walk towards the club. I was done swimming for a while. Even thinking back on the day, it makes me feel nervous. I didn't know it at the time, but I had been caught in a rip current. Knowing that many people have died because of rip currents makes me feel very fortunate. The current was just an example of how nature is more powerful than I am. I now know that I should always know my limits in whatever I do. I should know my body and how much I can handle. There will always be things I can do easily, but also things I can't and shouldn't push myself to do.